most physically gifted athletes you've had come through the Boxing Science program for the following: power, strength, and fitness. And he's asked to share some numbers
as well.
if you're okay.
It's a good question, this one. We've got some good questions this episode, and this one's one of them. So thank you, Jordan. So we had a little chat about this off air, didn't we? And we weren't always thinking of the same athletes, were we? So should we start with power?
Yeah.
So I'll go with based upon just talent, someone who's walked in the gym before with no consistent history of strength training, and just being able to pop up, 50 centimetre plus canter movement jumps, which is by our standards a very good canter movement jump, isn't it? And that is Lee Wood. I just think
WBA featherweight world champion.
Yep. I just think, physically, so much talent, so much potential. Yeah. And I think that's shining through now in recent performances, isn't it? So, always been, impressed by Lee's athletic ability.
Yeah. Naturally explosive.
Naturally, yeah. Always scored well on our tests.
Yeah. He's been doing more strength conditioning now. He's down with Ben Davidson at MTK Performance Centre, and you can see some of the lifts that he's doing. That's what you'd expect from somebody that's been doing strength conditioning, heavy lifting for years and years. Like he were doing I think he were doing at least 5-6 reps on 35 kilos in each hand on the dumbbell chest press, doing probably double his body weight on trap bar deadlift. I remember him coming in when Leo was training, and he just lifted whatever Leo was lifting without no warm up or whatever, and I had to tell him to stop lifting without a warm up. But he just had that natural power, strength, and speed. I'm looking forward to seeing his fight. It's great to see him after all the setbacks, all the years that's been putting in the gym. We've known Lee for over 10 years now, and to see him kind of get this success now and be world champion and be in a massive fight that everybody's talking about against Michael Conlan on March 12th. It's great to see. Some things that come to my head in terms of fitness. Jordan Gill at the minute is the fittest on the program, all round fitness, because there's different kinds of fitness. Jamie and Gav McDonnell were the ultra endurance athletes when he was doing 4 minutes on, 2 minutes off in the heat at 19 kilometers an hour. Kieran just did his UKSA case study, was saying about Sultan doing 16 kilometers an hour, and his assessor was really impressed and asked whether them numbers were real. And Kieran was just like, yeah. And then he asked me was that really good from Sultan? I'm like, yeah, it's really good, but it's not the best, what we've seen. The best were Gav doing 19 in the heat as well. So that kind of fitness. And then Jordan hitting 19 kilometers an hour on the lactate profile, something that we haven't seen before. And his lactate weren't even that high. When we first tested him, I looked at his previous lactate profiles. I think he was getting to about 15 and 16 in lactates of 7 millimole per litre. And I think off the top of my head, he's only in about 5 or 6 at 19. So there's a massive shift in his physiology there. Anything else that comes to mind in terms of fitness?
One thing to note, Jordan, is that he was okay. His fitness was okay. It wasn't the best. It was just pretty much standard for the Ingle gym when he first started working with us. Yeah. But just through consistency and hard work, smart training over a number of years, he's now got to that level where he's broken all the records that we've got.
Yeah. And Jordan probably wouldn't be able to do what Gav did on 4 minutes on, 2 minutes off in the heat at 19 kilometers an hour, but then he's able to do the 30-second max out sprints with the top speed and least decay, be able to push himself to the highest lactates.
It's more versatile, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's what we train as well.
Muscle buffering capacity, fantastic.
So we train that versatility.
Yeah.
and adaptability. And that's what training the adaptations, and that is our philosophy. That's what enables boxers to be versatile and adaptable in different situations.
Yeah.
Rather than just being focused on one thing and making that your strength and super strength. Yeah, he does have those, but he's also got the variety as well.
And then Lerone, fantastic athlete, very explosive, lower body, trap bar deadlifting, well above 2.2, 2.3 times his body weight now with ease. So that he's pound for pound strongest on the program. Two others that I'm going to mention that are on the program that I'm really excited about. Hopi Price, he has got that natural spring and natural speed, lower body, hand speed is fantastic. And now he's getting the strength, the man strength, as they call it. But it's like he's jumping 52.9 centimeters. That's a 12% increase from the last training camp, the last time we did testing with him. His RSI has improved by 19%. So he came into the program really springy and really explosive, but now we've added that strength that we're making big improvements. But then on the YouTube channel the other day, we put up his load velocity profile and we showed how he compared to the Boxing Science average. He's still below that average in terms of strength. So once we keep building these blocks, because it's going to be harder for Hopi because of his stature, long arms, long legs. It's not like short and stocky, but the lifters build. So he's going to find it harder to get stronger. But once he gets that strength, which we're seeing now, add it to the natural spring that he's got, is going to be some athlete. And I'm seeing the changes now. Amazing, and I'm looking forward to these next two fights that he's got.
So I hope he's 22, isn't he?
Yeah, still 21, 22 soon.
22 soon, yeah. So I was listening to 5 Live boxing podcast the other day, and Steve Bunt were talking about man strength.
Yeah.
He was talking about Dennis McCann and how traveller communities sometimes get their man strength earlier than, other communities.
Yeah.
So maybe Opie's coming into his man strength phase now.
Yeah. We've got Stephen Cairns, 19 years old. He is naturally explosive, again, hitting over 50 centimetre counter movement jumps. RSI, hitting about 3 RSI, which is excellent for boxers. And then his strength, he can already lift 2 times his body weight on trap bar deadlift. He's only been on the program for a few months. Upper body pressing is lifting 35 kilos. 19 years old.
Yeah.
So where's he going to be when he gets his man strength?
Irish strength.
Yeah, Irish strength. Yeah. So yeah, Stephen, fantastic athlete. And then got to mention when we worked with Kell Brook, Keith Galahad, these were like all rounders. They were 8 or 9 out of 10 on every single aspect, and the ability to grind through the weeks and the commitment and everything was something special.
Yeah. Some of their training weeks were really, really tough weeks, and that ability to just dig in and get it done. I remember Kell saying the hardest part of his day was getting out of bed. Yeah, and he said when he got out of bed, he knew he could get through the day. Yeah. But he was fit when we got him fit. He could be challenge anyone. Just naturally strong as well. Again,
he held the curve record for years. Until we got a new curve, and then everybody beat it. He were on the old curve, which was
like a tank,
just so hard to move, and nobody beat it until they went in the heat. And they were doing sprints in the heat. But nobody beat that. And say he could do that. He could lift strong, but he didn't do strength conditioning for a couple of years. And then when I trained him for the Golovkin fight, it was what the weights that he was able to lift within a few weeks, that muscle memory. It was just I couldn't believe how naturally strong he was.
And his landmine punch throws as well.
Yeah, landmine punch.
Dangerous.
So the landmine punch throw It's a test that you'll have seen quite a lot on across our social media channels. And we was playing with the idea. Me and Ash Downing were playing with the idea in the gym at Hallam, and I were catching Ash Downing's. The next one that I caught was Kell Brook's, 10 days out from a fight, 20 kilo Olympic lifting bar, threw it at me, and I think it was about 4.6 meters per second, which is just phenomenal, really. And his trajectory, in terms of like his speed, was like more than a heavyweight. Yeah. On his, because we used to do the load velocity profile on the landmine punch from 20 kilos, 25, and then we could predict his max force, his speed at 0 kilos, and he matched a heavyweight. Yeah. So he were really good, like, for that all round strength, speed, power, fitness, and then that ability to grind it out during camp. Yeah. Dom Ingle always calls it the X factor. Yeah. And you kind of see that in different athletes, and his ability, like when I was on camp with him for the Golovkin fight, a few things started going wrong. We started getting a little bit run down, and because it was the biggest fight that I've been involved with, and I was relatively inexperienced then, I started like panicking like about it, and Dom was just like, "It'll be all right. Just give him a few days off. Get him working, start building it up." He went away from like doing the high intensity runs, the high intensity, like the heavy lifting and stuff like that. Just did some low intensity stuff, doing some like kind of bodybuilding stuff, like weights, and just getting his body moving. And then in a few days, he was fine and back to normal, and being able to grind it out. And I learned a lot from working with Kell and from working with Dom as well, and being in that environment.
Yeah.